for people outside of America trying to pull apart the detail inside the big, beautiful bill. But basically, Trump went, look, we can do things bit by bit over 4 years, or we'll do it all at once, take it or leave it. And that means there's a lot of unpleasant tasting sandwiches for people that would have opposed things but are putting it all together. We'll see what happens. There's vote-a-ramas happening right now in the US where they're desperately trying to get this thing done. But let's get to Alligator Alcatraz. I don't know who came up with the name, but a bravo to the branding department. Very well. We all know what this means, which is I don't want to go there.
Right, exactly. Well, Trump's original idea was to reopen the actual Alcatraz, this prison, infamous prison off the coast of San Francisco, where we used to house some of our worst criminals. It was closed. There are all sorts of environmental problems out there. And Trump, in his sort of off-the-cuff way, was like, let's reopen that. We can send all the illegals and the worst of the worst out there. But that's a nightmare, and environmentally was never going to happen. And so I think he got off of that pretty quickly, stopped talking about it. And suddenly we had Alligator Alcatraz, which is a great name. And I heard my friends over at Real Clear Politics debating on whether it should instead be called Python Prison, because there's a lot of pythons down in this same region.
That could be
I think Alligator Alcatraz is better. But yeah, either way, it could be like the subheading on a book, also known as. And that's where they want to put some of the worst of worst illegals that we're rounding up here. Okay, like, all these Senator Chris Van Hollen, you don't want us to ship him off to El Salvador? How does Alligator Alcatraz sound to you? Ron DeSantis is an ally to the president and is totally on board. And this thing is supposed to be able to house some 5,000 of our worst offenders. So cool.
I think it's brilliant. Honestly, just branding alone, that message will go to every single corner of everyone and make them even more afraid, and rightly so.
Well, just out of curiosity, as an Aussie, I've got to ask you, would you prefer to be confronted with a bunch of pythons while breaking out of a prison, or a bunch of alligators? The
reason I say alligator is what you should stick with is because sometimes, people who work out, they have pythons, big pythons, muscles. So that would sort of seem like, I don't know, there'd kind of be a strange energy coming out of the python prison. I think that's just a place you can work out, right? But alligator, because obviously we've got crocodiles and, they kick alligators' asses all day, no question, right? But I don't want to be mucking around with an alligator. Anytime you even see those things on a golf course, you want to run the other way, let alone thinking about, hey, Jose, do you want to jump over the fence? No. Why? There's alligators there.